everyone, welcome to Yoga with Danielle. Today we're going to get started in Child's Pose. And of course, if Child's Pose is not accessible to you today, you can just start in a seated position, just folding over your hips, okay? So we'll join together with our big toes together, knees out nice and wide, shifting your hips back and down, and then resting, your hairline, the top of your forehead down towards the mat so that you're not squishing your nose or pressing and closing this nasal passage here, okay? So you want to keep some space from the floor there, okay? And then right away, start to wag your tail just gently from right to left, or you can even think of it as little figure eights. And again, this is pretty small, subtle movement. It's slow, and you can think of it as you're massaging. It's a little massage for your hip flexors, okay? And again, just a little wag, gently shifting from right to left. Make sure you're nice and even from your right side to your left, and then pause in the middle here. And then keeping your arms straight, you're going to lift your palms up off the mat. So lifting up onto your fingertips, okay? This is like little Spider-Man hands, okay? Slide your shoulders down your back. Shoulder blades are sliding down your spine as well too, okay? So you're nice and plugged in here in your shoulders, okay? Arms are straight, elbows are lifted. Okay, this should remind you a little bit of downward dog arms. It requires a lot of strength, just lifting your elbows up. Okay, let's stay for 2 more deep breaths here. Good, grounding your hands back towards the mat. Keep your elbows lifted. Gently start to shift forward into tabletop. Take your time, okay? Walk your knees under your hips and gently shift around a little bit from side to side. If you want to move through cat and cow, you can do that also. Okay, good. And let's go ahead and straighten this right leg back behind us. Okay, rocking forward and backwards just a few times. Again, just to stretch out the calf and the ankle here. Okay, good. And switching legs, left leg stretches back, toes tucked under, and then gently shifting forward and back. Ooh, I got a little crack there. Hopefully you'll get a nice little crack too, okay? Great, okay, bringing your knees back in line under your hips. Okay, inhaling, looking up towards the sky. Exhaling, rounding your spine. So inhaling cow, exhaling cat. Good. Inhaling cow, exhaling cat. Good. Gently shift back into child's pose for just a moment. Slowly come up to standing on your knees and shins. Okay, so I'm going to walk my hands in by my knees to rise up onto my knees and shins. Reach your arms up over your head. Press your hips forward. Lift your chest up towards the sky. A slight baby back bend. Exhaling, slowly start to hinge from the hips. So hips shift back, fold over your hips, plant your hands gently, shift forward, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Okay, so here's our first downward dog. Feel free to pedal your feet out, gently sway your hips from side to side. Good, and again, pause in that stillness for about 2 deep breaths. Good, exhaling, lowering your knees back down towards the ground with control, slow and controlled, good. Okay, right arm reaches up over your head, left leg reaches back, okay, finding a little bit of stability here. Navel draws into your spine. When you're ready, left toes will float up off the mat. Good. Take a nice big deep inhale here. Exhale, get a little bit stronger, feel a little bit lighter. Good, take a nice big deep inhale here. Exhale, bring your elbow towards your knee, round your spine. 3 taps. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, squeeze in. Good, reaching right back out, and then slowly lowering everything back down, and we'll switch to the other side. Right leg reaches back, left arm up over your head. Okay, toes will float when you're ready. Okay, find a little bit more length, a little bit more lift, navel to your spine, press out of your joints, lift away from the mat. Okay, pause here for 1 breath, so inhale in, exhale out. Good, elbow towards your knee, inhale in, exhale, squeeze in. 3 taps, inhale, reach out, exhale, squeeze in. Last one, inhale, reach out, exhale, squeeze in, round your spine, reach right back out, and then slowly lower everything back down. Good, last thing before we go into our second downward dog. Right arm reaches up towards the sky, twisting and revolving. Good, threading the needle, right arm underneath your left, dropping your shoulder down. Good, and then taking any of those variations you wish to take, left hand under your shoulder, or you can walk those left fingertips towards the top of your mat. Okay, left arm can reach up towards the sky. Whatever feels best for your shoulders and your upper back today. I'm going to kind of stay in this little happy medium place, so not quite extending over my head towards the sky, but over my head towards the ground, okay? Good, stay for 2 more deep breaths. Good, left hand draws back under your shoulder to ground down to help you unwind. Arm reaches back up towards the sky, and exhaling, lowering back down. Left arm reaches up, threading the needle, left arm under your right, lowering down onto your left shoulder. Square your hips, so bump that right hip back. Okay, so you stay nice and in line and even through both knees and shins here, okay, as you balance in this position. Good. And then again, same variation you took on the first side for the second side. Good. And then I'm adding like a little bit of a variation that we did in child's pose. I'm lifting up onto my fingertips just to create a little bit more space through my shoulder and my scapula. And again, really focusing on pulling the shoulder down my back, plugging into my shoulder and my spine, staying all connected. Good. 2 more deep breaths here. Good, right hand lowers down under your shoulder. Press down to grow down, to root down, to reach this left arm back up. And exhaling, lowering your hands down. Good, walking your hands prints just about 1 handprint forward, okay? Toes tuck under, and then lifting your hips up towards the sky for your downward facing dog. Okay, got a little slippery spot here on my mat. Okay, so pause here. We're gonna stay for 5 deep breaths, and then we'll get into our legs here. Okay, so inhaling in through your nose. Exhaling out through your nose. Good, inhaling in through your nose. Exhaling out through your nose. Good, here's 3. Here's 4, inhale in. Last breath, inhaling in. Inhaling, looking up at your hands, slowly traveling to the top of your mat. Take your time. Feet will be hip distance apart. Hanging on to opposite elbows. Okay, gently just draping over your hamstrings. You can rock from right to left. Spend a little time here, allowing your calves, your ankles, okay, to open up, and then through the backs of the knees and the hamstrings, all the way up into the hips. Releasing your arms down. Slowly roll up to come up to standing. So bend your knees ever so slightly. Allow your head to be the last thing that arrives. Take your time reaching your arms up over your head and exhaling hands at your heart center. Good. Pausing here for just a moment. Roll your shoulders back. Drop your tailbone down. Navel lifts to your spine. Okay. And again, feel yourself root through your feet. Notice your breath. Good. Inhaling, arms reach up over your head. Exhaling, folding forward, nice soft forward fold over your hamstrings. Inhaling, lengthen up halfway. Okay, right leg is going to step back. Okay, so we're going to take a nice big step back into a lunge. Okay, so take as many steps as you need to. Walk those hands underneath your shoulders. Find this nice long stance here with your legs, okay? Okay, roll your shoulders, lift your chest and your heart. And again, you can always use blocks under your hands if you need to. Okay, inhaling in. Exhaling out. Good. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. One more. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. Good. Left hand is going to move into the inside of your left foot. Okay, so hands in the inside of your foot. Okay, you're going to walk your hands all the way around to the center of your mat. You're going to drop your heels down. You're going to turn your toes forward to face the length side of your mat. And then gently just fold over in your wide leg forward fold. Okay, so we're going to kind of make a little travel from the top of the mat side and then to the back of the mat, okay? Good, and then here, feel free to bend one knee, then the other. You can bend both knees, but here's our nice big wide leg forward fold, okay? So get into the hamstrings a little bit more. Good, and then again, if you're bending one knee then the other, make sure you're nice and evened out on both sides. Okay, hands under your shoulders, lift up about halfway. And then start to walk your hands around your right foot, okay? Right toes turn forward. Okay, you're gonna spin up onto those left toes, and then here we are, we're set up already for that high lunge on the right side, okay? So make any adjustments, walk your right toes forward, walk your left foot back. So again, you have this nice long stance in your legs here. Sink your hips, roll your shoulders, lift your chest and your heart. Good, breathing in for 3 deep breaths, okay? So inhaling in. Exhaling out. Good, nice big deep inhale in. Exhale out. Good, one more. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. Take your time. Left leg's going to step forward to the back of your mat, top of your mat, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthen up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up to come up to standing. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Good. Inhaling, arms reach up. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthening up halfway. Good. Left leg this time steps back, high lunge. And again, you can take small little steps to get there. Travel back as far as you need to. Hands under your shoulders. And again, make sure you have a nice big wide stance so hips are not high. You want a nice big bend in that right knee. Okay, and again, 3 deep breaths here. So inhaling in, exhaling out. Dip those hips, roll your shoulders. Inhaling in, exhaling out. Good, inhaling in, exhaling out. Good, right hand moves into the inside of your right leg to gently, slowly walk all the way around to the length side of your mat. Turn those right toes in, double check your big toes are in line with each other, and then here's your second wide leg forward fold. And then maybe you might be able to take a little more liberties this round, okay? Maybe you hang on to opposite elbows, maybe you grab your ankles, okay? Maybe you stay supported with your hands under your shoulders, and you take those still little bent knees, shifting back and forth if you'd like. Again, this is just to kind of get the hamstrings open and activated. Okay, and all these little things that we continue to work on in our practice, you know, thinking about shifting your weight forward towards the balls of your feet, okay, so you're not shifting into your heels and leaning back. We always want to be moving forward in our practice, okay? It's scary, the unknown, forward. Okay, good. Hands under your shoulders, lift up halfway. Slowly walk your hands around your left foot. Turn those left toes forward, okay? Take your time, okay? I know sometimes it's hard on the sticky mat, but be patient. And then all those little adjustments you need to make if you need to pick up the back leg, walk those left toes forward. Here's your high lunge on the left side. Good. 3 deep breaths. Inhaling in for 1. Exhaling out. Inhaling in for 2. Exhaling out. Last one. Inhaling in for 3. Exhaling out. Right leg steps forward. Again, as many steps as you need to. Standing forward fold. Inhaling, lengthen up halfway. Exhaling, bowing forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up to come up to standing. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Okay, good. Let's move through just a little sun A. Inhaling, arms up over your head. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthen up halfway. Exhaling, planting your hands, stepping back, plank pose. Okay, and then again, plank your way. Forearms, you can lower down onto your knees. Okay, but here's our strength. Okay, we got this. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Again, feel yourself press away from the floor. Belly button into your spine. Let your legs do a lot of the work here. Good. 2 more deep breaths. Slowly lower all the way down onto your abdominals. Try to see if you can get your chest to touch first. Okay, I know it's hard. Good, and then slowly come on up into Sphinx pose. Elbows and forearms down. Press your hands down into the mat. Good. Try not to sink too much into that low back. Keep your abdominals lifted as you press down and away from the floor. Okay, and let's do this little neck stretch. Right ear to right shoulder. Again, keep pressing the floor away. Good. Drop your chin towards your chest. Lift your head back in line with your spine and switching sides. Left ear to left shoulder. Good. Gently dropping your chin towards your chest. Bringing your head back in line with your spine. And then slowly lowering all the way down onto the mat. Resting for just a moment. Let's actually bend our knees and then just do little window wipers here. This always feels really good. Good. Straightening your legs back out onto your mat. Bring your arms into goalpost arms, okay, or cactus arms. Okay? And then from here, keeping your head down, keeping your feet down, we're going to lift our arms and hover them up off the mat. And then lower them right back down. Okay, so finding this mobility through our shoulders, our scapula, getting our rhomboids to kick in. Good, hovering and lifting. Good, and then lowering back down. We'll do 2 more, so we'll do like 5 or 6 all together. Good. Good, let that upper back do a lot of the work here. Okay, we all will like to kind of be on our devices. Okay, so we may be kind of slouching a little bit more than usual. So we really want our back muscles to really kick in here when we're standing and seated. Okay, good. Okay, from here, now we're going to lift our head, neck, and shoulders up and our arms in cactus arms also. Okay, so we're going to start to incorporate the whole upper back here. Okay, so lift your arms, lift your head, your neck, and your shoulders, and hover up here off the mat. Keep your focus down towards the mat so you keep the length of your neck nice and long. Okay, see if you can lift your arms up a little bit higher. And then exhaling, lowering right back down. Good. Okay, 2 more times just like that. Cactus arms coming up into a slight little back bend, lifting your head, neck, and shoulders up. Legs are heavy. Keep your focus down. Exhaling, lowering right back down. Last one. Inhaling, lifting up, rising up. Slight little baby back bend. Good. See if you can lift your arms up a little bit higher. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Focus stays down. Shoulders are lengthening down towards your tailbone. Exhaling, lowering right back down. Great. Hands under your shoulders, and we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Good. 1 more deep breath here in downward facing dog. Good. Inhaling, looking up at your hands, gently traveling to the top of your mat. Inhaling, lengthening up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up to come up to standing. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Okay, good. We're gonna move into just a little leg series here. And we're gonna start actually first with our left leg, okay? So right leg is going to step back. Okay, so we'll kind of start to break our habits a little bit here, right? Always starting with the right leg. We'll start with the left. Okay, right leg steps back. We're gonna move into Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Okay, don't worry too much if your heels are lined up. You can go as wide as your mat with your stance here if your balance is feeling off. So you don't want to make your feet too narrow in line with each other like a tightrope. You can kind of separate them hip distance or wider, okay? And then gently start to square, your shoulders, your rib cage. Hips will eventually follow to the top of the mat, and then reach your arms up over your head. Good, and then really press into that right pinky toe, that right heel. Straighten that back leg. Press into the floor to lengthen your spine. Lift up taller. Drop your shoulders down. Good. Reach your fingertips up a little bit higher. Good. Okay. Cactus arms. Okay. Bending your arms here. Good. Again, see if you can open them up a little bit more so you get into your chest and your pecs and your shoulders. Good. Reach your arms up over your head. Good. From here, cactus arms again. Second one. Okay. From here, interlace your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders, lift your chest and your heart, and see if you can lift your knuckles, your hands away from your back leg, coming into a little chest expansion. Okay, keep breathing. Stay strong through your feet, strong through your legs. Good, release your hands, arms reach up over your head. Good, exhaling, lower your hands around your left foot, okay? Start to straighten your left leg, coming into pyramid pose, okay? So again, if the stance feels too wide for you, you can definitely shorten your stance by bringing your back leg in. I feel okay, so I'm gonna stay here in this like Warrior One position with a straight leg for pyramid pose, okay? So again, softening over the hamstrings. Square your hips, so make sure your left hip's bumping back, right hip's bumping forward. Good, a few more deep breaths here. Okay, good. Listen, okay? We're going to get a little twisty here. We're going to bend this front leg, the left leg. We're going to spin up onto those right toes. We're going to step the right leg behind the left foot, okay? So right leg steps behind, so legs are crossed. Okay, left leg's in front. Gently hang out here in your forward fold, your twisted forward fold. And then keep rooting down through your feet, okay? So really feel yourself press into your big toes, your big toe knuckle especially. Okay, again, the knees can always be softly bent here if that feels better for your hamstrings. I like to call this your PE stretch, because this is the stretch you would always do in PE class, okay? With, one leg in front of the other for the hamstring stretch, okay? Okay, from here, press down into your feet, okay? So really visualize yourself pressing into your feet evenly. Slowly, you're going to rise up to come up to standing, okay? So I'm going to bring my hands onto my hips. I'm going to ground through my feet, and I'm going to slowly rise up to come up to standing. Left leg still in front. Good. Arms up over your head. And then unwind your legs. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Second side. Warrior One on the right side. So left leg steps back. And again, kind of check out your stance here. Take some time setting up so you feel really stable and sturdy here in your Warrior One. Okay, hips eventually square. They're a little off the diagonal here, right? They're not perfect. Rib cage and shoulders, however, are totally square to the top of the mat. Arms reach up over your head. Ground into that left heel. Straighten the back leg. Lift your spine up more. Find lift more, find bend more in that right leg, okay? Making sure your knee's not going past your toes. You want your knee right on top of your ankle, stacked up nice and strong here. Good, cactus arms. Elbows bend, nice open wide chest. Good, open through the front of your chest, just a slight more to feel a little bit of a stretch through your chest. Good, arms up over your head. Second one, cactus arms. Interlacing your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders, lift your chest and your heart. See if you can press your palms together. Arms lift away from the back leg. Chest expansion. Keep breathing here. Strong through your foundation, through your feet, through your legs. Good. Arms reach up over your head. Good. Hands frame around your right foot. Straightening your right leg, pyramid pose. Okay, and again, any adjustments you need to make. Again, try to square your hips off so that this time right hip will bump back, left hip will bump forward so you stay nice and square through your pelvis. Good. Back leg is still very straight. That's your stabilizer. That's the leg that's going to help you stay balanced here. So try to have your weight, almost even through both your legs here. Good. A few more deep breaths. Okay, good. Right knee bends ever so slightly. We're going to step this left leg behind the right leg, okay? So crossing the ankles, crossing up high in the inner thighs here. Right leg's in front. And then pausing for a moment here in your PE pose, your PE stretch. Good. It's like our twisted forward fold almost. Tangled forward fold, I should say. Okay, good. Ground through your feet. Okay, this is the important part. This is going to help with your balance and your stability. Okay, slowly, hands on your hips. We're going to rise up to come up to standing. Okay, take your time. There's no rush. This is where you get to gain all of that strength from balancing. Arms reach up over your head. And then unwind your legs, hands at your heart center. Good work. Okay, great. Okay, last thing here, let's step out nice and wide on our mat so we kind of bring it all together, okay? Okay, so let's start with our toes in ever so slightly, heels out. Roll your shoulders, lift your chest and your heart. Good, arms reach out to the side, nice strong arms. Good, let's come into cactus arms, bend your arms. Good, straighten your arms. Good, bend your arms and straighten. Good, one more, bend your arms and straighten. Good. Interlace your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders. Slowly start to fold forward into your wide leg chest expansion here. Good. Slowly release your hands under your shoulders. Lift up halfway. Okay, arms are going to reach out nice and wide again. Slowly rise up to come all the way up to standing. Good. Now turn your heels in ever so slightly. Toes will be slightly angled out. Okay, so again, they're not directly to the side. Okay, you want them a little bit more in front here. So when you squat down, it feels nice and strong here that you're not going to fall over. Okay, you feel really strong and sturdy through your legs. Okay, so bend your knees. You can bring your hands on top of your quads here. Okay, good. And again, you don't want to be too wide, but you don't want to be too shallow either. So make sure you still have that nice big wide stance, okay? Good. Okay, so from here, straighten your legs, okay? Again, find your balance, make any adjustments as you need, okay? Arms reach up over your head. Okay, good. Now we'll come into that true kind of cactus arms, okay? So from arms up over your head, bend your elbows, bend your knees, coming into cactus arms. Good. Horse or goddess legs. Inhaling, reach your arms up over your head. Exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knees, get a little bit lower. Good, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knees. Inhale, reach up. Good, two more. Exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knees. Last one, inhale, straighten up. Exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knees. Pause here for a moment. Open your chest up a little bit more. Sink deeper into your legs. Keep breathing. Good. Take a nice big deep inhale here. Exhale, explode up. Good. Drop your arms and you can walk your legs underneath you, shaking your legs out. Perfect. Okay. And then we're just going to slowly lower down onto the mat. Good. All right. So let's go and bring the soles of our feet together. Knees out nice and wide. Sitting up nice and tall. Good. I'm just going to shake my head out here a little bit, okay, just to kind of realign my spine, and then again to release any tension in my head, neck, and shoulders. Okay, and then just pause here. Pressing your feet together, using your arms to kind of help guide to lift your chest up a little bit higher. Good, and then when you're ready, you'll start to fold forward. And don't worry too much if you're rounded or if you have a flat back. Go to your edge and whatever feels best for you in this moment for the stretch, okay? Inhaling, slowly rise up to come back up to seated, okay? And then again, we'll start with the right leg first, okay? So we're gonna go in right to left, okay? So right leg's gonna reach out to the side, okay? So again, this should remind you of your wide leg stance, okay? Left foot's gonna come into the inside of your right inner thigh. Arms reach up over your head. Feel yourself strong and seated in both sit bones, so you're not leaning to one side or tilting. You wanna stand up nice and strong, like you're standing, you're seated in like a nice strong chair, okay? Arms up over your head. Okay, we're gonna come into cactus arms again. Bend your elbows, bring them all the way down towards your rib cage this time, and then reach your arms up over your head. Good, bending your elbows, and then bring your elbows in towards your rib cage for your W, and then arms up over your head. Last one, bend your arms, elbows in towards your ribs, and then reach your arms up over your head. Good, let's grab our left wrist, okay, and then gently lean over to the right, okay? So you have to use a lot of control here, a lot of abdominal strength, okay? So you can't collapse over. You gotta maintain the carriage and the lift through your spine, your rib cage, and your shoulders as you lean over to the right. Good, rise on up. Good, and then release your arms down, and we're gonna switch to the other side right away, okay? So right leg folds in, left leg lengthens out, and then foot connects to the inside of your left inner thigh. And again, adjust as needed so you can sit right on top of your sit bone, so you're nice and strong. Good, arms up over your head. Good, cactus arms into your W, arms up over your head, just 3 times. Cactus arms, W, squeeze in, arms reach back up over your head. Last one, cactus, W, arms back up over your head. Good. Grabbing your right wrist, okay, and leaning ever so slightly to the left. And again, you might not go too far. Keep dropping your shoulders. Keep your hips rooted and grounded into your mat. Again, use those abdominal strengths. Try not to collapse or hover in. Maintain that carriage of your spine. Keep lifting. Keep lengthening over. And slowly come right back up to seated. Good, go ahead and fold this left leg in. Okay, good, sit up nice and tall here. Pause for just a moment. Again, readjusting, making sure you're sitting right on top of your sit bones. Good, legs, both legs are gonna reach out to the side, nice and long here, okay? Good. Okay, let's do this one more time, okay? So, third grab, okay, with both legs. Okay, arms up over your head. Again, make sure you're sitting right on top of your sit bones. Cactus arms, W. Okay, yeah, we're getting all into those traps, okay? The scapula, the rhomboids, okay? Lots of space through the back body. And then also the chest here as we move through our cactus and W. Good, arms back up over your head. Grab your left wrist. We're gonna lean over to the right. Good, again, keep pressing into your left sit bone. Come on up, we'll switch sides. Right wrist, leaning over to the left. Good, ground through your right sit bone. Inhaling, slowly come on up. We fold forward, and again, don't worry if you're rounded or if you have a flat back. Just come into the stretch that feels best for you. Good, a few more deep breaths here. Okay, good, and then slowly rise on up. Bring your legs together. Good, and we're gonna make our way onto our backs. Okay, hugging your knees into your chest. Slowly rocking from side to side. Okay, and then allow your knees to move to your armpits. You're going to open your knees out. So again, knees, legs are going to surround your rib cage. Okay, and you're welcome to stay right here, okay? So you can have your feet down, just pulling your knees into the sides of your body, okay? Or if you'd like, you can start to kick your legs up towards the sky, and you can grab behind your legs, okay? Or you can grab your ankles or the outer edges of your feet, okay? Whatever feels good for you here. We're gonna hold this version of happy baby pose for a minute, okay? So again, go to your edge, what feels best for you. It's really more about the hips opening, okay? The hip flexors releasing here with the folding of the hips, okay? So our minute is going to start now. So again, choosing what feels best for your body. Find a little bit of stillness, okay? So you can think about dropping your tailbone down, finding the length of your spine, and then energetically pulling your legs in closer to you with each breath that you take. Got about 30 more seconds here. Keep breathing. Keep pulling those knees in. Shaking and quivering, that's all good things. Okay, good. Slowly release. Stretch your legs out for Shavasana. Legs out nice and long, arms down by your sides. Let's take a nice big deep inhale in through our nose, and then a big exhale out through our mouth. Slowly start to deepen your breath, bringing awareness back into your bodies. And start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, shifting your head from side to side. And when you're ready, reaching your arms up over your head, gathering your knees into your chest. Good. And then today we're going to rock forward and backwards to come up to seated, okay? So a little more energizing as you rock forward and backwards to get enough momentum to sit all the way up, nice and comfortable. Bringing your hands together at your heart center again, adjusting, rocking a little bit from side to side. Make sure you're sitting right on top of your sit bones. Good. Press down into your hips, into your pelvis, okay, so that you can sit up taller, lengthen your spine. Drop your shoulders down. Okay, notice your energy, your spirit, your aura. And slowly just begin to smile in honor of your practice. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye.